flex up, stretch out, big bands, whoa, whoa, 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 flex up, stretch out, big bands.
Good morning, I'm Micah.
And I'm James, and welcome to another edition of Bird's Eye News, featuring stories from all across Cardinal Nation.
Here are today's top stories. Brothers lead Cardinal wrestling to a top 5 finish at state.
And one Lady Cardinal wrestler completes a journey to state gold that started in middle school.
Bird's Eye News starts now.
Brothers Jaden and Jackson Johnson lead Cardinal wrestling to a 4th place finish at state. Here's Micah with more.
Freshman Jackson Johnson continues a family tradition, joining his brother, state champion Jaden, on the wrestling mat.
Wrestling's kind of a family sport. It's a niche, and so when you have one brother that does it, typically you're gonna have brothers that follow along behind that. Jackson and Jaden, I would say they're polar opposites. Jaden's kind of more business, and Jackson is business, but he likes to talk a little bit more.
Wrestling is their life. They both started at a very young age. They're both very talented young individuals. Jaden, who's a senior, he's the hardest worker in the room that I know. He's always being a leader, you know, encouraging others, and he's really a stamp on this team that we need.
Jaden is kind of more stern, has a leadership role, and he's kind of strict. Jackson's just kind of mouthy and kind of like he has like a big personality.
We might not have as much talent as we had last year, but we are definitely a great team. You know, we're always being there for each other, cheering each other on.
Cardinal Wrestling crushed regionals, advancing 7 to state, including regional champs Gage Heron and Jaden Johnson, freshman Jackson Johnson, Connor Surratt and Riker Lund, senior Ryan Ortega, and sophomore Ray Donzia. At the state tournament in Cyprus this past weekend, Cardinal Wrestling placed 4th overall as a team, led by individual state champion Jaden Johnson and individual runner-up Jackson Johnson. Gage Heron and Ryan Ortega each placed 5th in their weight class.
Malia Griffin wins gold at state for Lady Cardinal Wrestling, completing a mission that she started in middle school. Here's Wyatt and Leorth Moore.
The Lady Cardinal Wrestling team's success starts from an early age, creating promising new recruits in middle school and turning them into champions in high school. Malia and Mary Griffin honed their skills in the middle school and went on to be top contenders in the state with the Melissa Lady Cardinal Wrestling team.
I think with any specialty skills program, whether it be basketball or volleyball or softball or wrestling, skill development is important at an early age.
So I actually came into the wrestling room not knowing anything about wrestling. I was just really athletic and really, really strong. So that's how I was kind of able to like jump into it as faster than anybody else could. But I didn't know any technique in wrestling, nothing at all. So, I mean, I really did have a passion. You know, I do have a passion, but I mean, just in there, just learning a bunch of technique is what helped me win state in middle school.
So they only needed just some basic defense, some basic, you know, a decent stance, and a few attacks and a few pinning combinations. And they were good enough that they beat the majority of everybody that they wrestled. Malia hadn't lost anybody in junior high.
Malia and Mary placed 1st and 2nd in state during their first year wrestling at the middle school.
That's literally all it takes to be good at a sport, is to practice more than anybody else can and having a passion for that sport. I've improved so much. This year I just started beating like top ranked wrestlers, like I'm talking like 1st in the state and everything. And honestly, it was all because I was just in the wrestling room all the time. I mean, like after school, I'm usually in the wrestling room for like 4.5 hours.
Malia and Mary both qualified for state, with Mary placing 5th and Malia being crowned regional champ. 6 others qualified for state, including regional champ Akila Moore. At the state tournament in Cyprus this past weekend, Malia Griffin won gold in her weight class, Akila Moore won bronze, and Lady Cardinal Wrestling placed 7th overall.
See you next week, Cardinals.
Thanks for watching.